Let me ask you something real quick. What time did you wake up this morning? Was it because you wanted to, or because an alarm told you that you had to go make somebody else money? Here's a more uncomfortable question. If your boss called you tomorrow and said, "Hey, we're cutting your position," how long could you actually survive? Be honest. A month? 2 months? A week? The average American is one paycheck away from not being able to cover their rent. And look, I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that because for most of my life, that was me. Paycheck to paycheck, stress to stress, month to month. And nobody sat me down and said, "Hey, here's how money actually works." So that's what today is about. No fluff. No, just believe in yourself nonsense. We're talking about the real, practical roadmap to financial freedom. What it actually means, how it actually works, and what you need to do starting today. Let's get into it. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about building real wealth, real freedom, and a real life on your own terms. Make sure you hit subscribe because we drop content every week that your financial advisor probably doesn't want you to know. Today's video is a long one, and I'm not going to apologize for that, because this topic deserves more than a 3-minute TikTok. We're going deep today. Here's what we're covering. First, what financial freedom actually means. Second, the 5 stages of financial freedom and where you probably are right now. Third, the exact steps in order to build your path out. And fourth, the mindset shifts that separate people who talk about this stuff from people who actually do it. Grab a coffee. Grab a notebook. Let's go. What financial freedom actually means. Okay, so here's the first thing we need to get straight. Financial freedom doesn't mean being rich. Say that with me. Financial freedom does not mean being rich. Elon Musk is rich. Jeff Bezos is rich. You don't need to be them. Financial freedom just means this. Your passive income, money coming in whether you work or not, covers your expenses. That's it. If your bills are $4,000 a month and you've got investments, rental income, or a business generating $4,001 a month, you're financially free. Doesn't matter if you drive a Tesla or a 2009 Honda Civic. The number is personal, not universal. Now here's where most people mess up. They see somebody on YouTube living in a penthouse talking about passive income, and they think, that's not realistic for me. And they're right. That version of it might not be. But their version of it? A life where they wake up without an alarm, where a medical emergency doesn't wreck them financially, where they can take their kids to Disney without checking their bank account first. That's completely achievable. The problem isn't the goal. The problem is nobody ever gave you a map. So let me give you the map. The 5 stages of financial freedom. I like to think of this as a ladder. You can't skip rungs. And right now, you're standing on one of these 5 rungs whether you know it or not. Stage 1, financial chaos. This is paycheck to paycheck. Debt is growing. You're not saving anything. Maybe you're using credit cards to cover groceries. There's no budget, no plan, just survival mode. No shame here. A lot of Americans are here. You just don't want to stay. Stage 2, financial stability. You've got a basic budget. You can cover your bills. You're not drowning, but you're treading water. Maybe you've got a tiny emergency fund starting. You're not adding to debt anymore, but you're not really building anything either. Stage 3, financial security. This is where things start to get real. You've got 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. Your high-interest debt is gone. You're contributing to retirement. If something bad happened tomorrow, job loss, car breakdown, health issue, you could handle it without going into crisis mode. This is a massive milestone. Stage 4, financial independence. Your investments and assets are starting to generate meaningful income. You have choices. Maybe you could take a lower-paying job you love, or work part-time, or take a year off. You're not fully free yet, but you're close. This is where the momentum gets exciting. Stage 5, financial freedom. Your passive income covers your lifestyle. You work because you want to, not because you have to. Your money is making more money. Your time belongs to you. Now, here's what I want you to do right now. Pause this video. Seriously, pause it for 30 seconds. Think honestly about which stage you're in. Not which stage you tell people you're in at Thanksgiving. Which stage you're actually in. Got it? Good. Because knowing where you are is the only way to know what step to take next. The roadmap, steps in order. Okay, this is the meat. This is what you came for. Step 1, know your numbers. I know, you've heard make a budget 1,000 times. But I'm not talking about a budget. I'm talking about awareness. Do you know right now exactly how much money came in last month? Exactly how much went out? Exactly where it went? Most people don't. They have a vague sense. They think, yeah, I spend too much eating out. But they don't know the number. Here's a simple exercise. Go look at your last 3 bank statements. Categorize everything. Food, housing, transportation, subscriptions, entertainment, debt payments. All of it. Total it up. I promise you, you will find money you didn't know you were losing. The average American spends around $200 a month on subscriptions they barely use. That's $2,400 a year. Gone. You can't fix what you don't measure. Step 2, build a starter emergency fund. Before you do anything else, before you invest a single dollar, you need $1,000 in a savings account that you do not touch. Why $1,000 specifically? Because that covers most of life's annoying emergencies. Your tire blows out, covered. Your kid needs a doctor visit, covered. Your phone screen cracks, covered. Without this buffer, every little emergency sends you right back to the credit card. And the credit card is the enemy of financial freedom. $1,000. Separate account. Do not touch it. Step 3. Attack your high-interest debt. Credit card debt at 20, 24, 28% interest. That is the biggest wealth killer in America. Full stop. You cannot build wealth while you're bleeding out 25% a year on debt. It's like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain wide open. There are 2 methods here. Pick the one that fits your psychology. The avalanche method. Pay minimums on everything. Throw every extra dollar at the highest interest rate debt first. Mathematically optimal. Saves the most money. The snowball method. Pay minimums on everything. Throw every extra dollar at the smallest balance first. Psychologically powerful. Gets you wins early, builds momentum. Neither is wrong. The best method is the one you'll actually stick to. Step 4. Build a full emergency fund. Now that the debt is gone, build up 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account. Not your regular savings account earning 0.01%. A high-yield savings account. As of right now, you can find rates of 4% or even higher. That's free money just for parking your emergency fund somewhere smart. This fund is your fortress. This is what separates you from being one job loss away from disaster. Step 5. Start investing consistently. This is where your money starts working for you instead of the other way around. First, if your employer offers a 401k match, contribute at least enough to get the full match. That is an instant 50% or 100% return on your money. Nothing in the stock market beats that. Do this first, no matter what. Second, open a Roth IRA. Max out if you can. For 2025, the limit is $7,000 a year. That's less than $600 a month. Money in a Roth grows tax-free. When you retire and pull out, no taxes. That is one of the greatest gifts in the U.S. tax code, and most people completely ignore it. Third, if you've maxed those out and still have money to invest, open a regular brokerage account. Keep it simple. Total market index funds. S&P 500 index funds. Low fee, diversified, boring, and historically the best long-term performer out there. The key word in all of this is consistently. Not trying to time the market. Not chasing hot stocks. Not putting everything in crypto because your cousin said so. Consistently, automatically, every single month, regardless of what the market is doing. Time in the market beats timing the market. Every time. Step 6. Increase your income. Here's the thing nobody wants to say. There's a limit to how much you can cut. At some point, you've trimmed all the fat and you're eating into muscle. The most powerful accelerator of financial freedom is earning more. This doesn't mean you need a second job necessarily. It means thinking strategically. Are you being paid what you're worth? When did you last negotiate your salary? The data is clear. People who negotiate their compensation earn hundreds of thousands more over a career than people who don't. Can you develop a skill that's more valuable in the market? Can you freelance on the side? Can you sell something? Can you build something small that generates income without needing your constant time? I'm not telling you to hustle yourself into the ground. I'm telling you that one extra $500 a month, invested consistently for 20 years, becomes over $300,000 at a reasonable market return. The math is staggering. Step 7. Build multiple streams of income. The wealthy don't rely on one income source. The average millionaire has 7. Now, you don't need to sprint to 7. Start with 2. But over time, think about what assets you can build that generate income passively. Dividend-paying stocks and ETFs. Real estate. Even starting with a small rental property or a REIT if you can't afford a full property yet. A side business. Digital products. Royalties. The goal is to have money flowing in from multiple directions so that no single source going away destroys you. Part 4. The mindset shifts. Okay, here's the part most financial videos skip, and it's actually the most important. You could know every single one of those steps and still never do them. Why? Because the behavior is downstream of the belief. And a lot of us are carrying beliefs about money that are working against us. Mindset shift number 1. Stop trading time for time. Most of us were raised to think the path is go to school, get a job, trade your time for a paycheck, retire at 65. The problem is that model maxes out. You only have so many hours. Financial freedom requires that you build assets, things that work while you sleep. Every dollar you invest is a tiny employee working for you 24/7. The sooner you start thinking like that, the sooner things change. Mindset shift number 2. Play offense and defense. Defense is budgeting, cutting expenses, getting out of debt. Offense is earning more, investing, building income streams. You need both. People who only play defense stay stuck. People who only play offense without discipline blow it all. Balance. Mindset shift number 3. Delayed gratification is not deprivation. We live in a culture of instant everything. One-click purchase, same-day delivery, subscribe now. Buy now, pay later. And that culture is specifically engineered to drain your bank account. Choosing to invest instead of splurge isn't suffering. It's trading a small pleasure now for a massive freedom later. That mental reframe changes everything. Mindset shift number 4. Your network shapes your financial reality. This one stings a little. If everyone around you is broke and cynical about money, it is really hard to build wealth. Not because those people are bad people, but because environment shapes behavior. Seek out people who are further along than you. Listen to podcasts, read books, join communities of people who are actively building. It's not about abandoning your friends. It's about being intentional about whose financial habits are influencing yours. Let's bring it home. Financial freedom is not a fantasy. It's not just for people who got lucky or inherited money or went to the right school. It is a math problem, and math doesn't care about your zip code, your race, your age, or your past mistakes. It does care about your decisions starting today. Let me give you 3 things to do in the next 24 hours. 1. Look at your last 30 days of spending. Just look. Know the number. 2. Open a high-yield savings account if you don't have one. Park whatever you can, even if it's $50, as your starter emergency fund. 3. If your job has a 401k match and you're not contributing enough to get it, log in and change that today. That is free money. Take it. That's it. 3 things. Not 10. Not 30. 3. Because financial freedom isn't built in one heroic moment. It's built in 1,000 small, consistent decisions that compound over time, just like your investments. You've got this. If this video helped you, share it with one person who needs it. Drop in the comments what stage you're in right now. I read every single comment, and I want to know where you're starting from. Subscribe if you haven't already. We've got a video coming next week on how to negotiate your salary and potentially add $10,000 to $30,000 to your income without switching jobs. You don't want to miss that one. Until then, go make one better decision today than you made yesterday. That's all it takes. I'll see you in the next one.